You have to forgive me. I'm gonna have to annotate a lot because their language is sort of doesn't have certain portions in it. So, Regala. The Regala are also known as Gerba. They made some baby foods and other such products related to incubation processes. Theirs were unique and didn't use a tube system, so they had all these things. When they came here, they're like, oh, we all want that. And they were traded many things and became very rich nearly overnight. They became an aristocracy unto itself, and we asked them to stop being the way they were because they were some ways strange and then quaint and then eccentric, and we didn't care for it very much. We see that they were fine, and they moved here and there, and they became almost a world power that was not with the military, and they could quite edge people, and we didn't enjoy it much. And we asked them what the problems were with the way, and it turned out they could leave, and they ended up leaving when they had a moment to, and we haven't seen or heard from them since. If you know anything about the Gerber, they live somewhere beyond Carisi, and there's quite a few of them now. They did not need to be men because they were already mostly like men. From what we understand, the Gerber were a group that were mostly there to incubate other clone men, and they had to see this way, which is the incubation of men, so they were mostly like men. The only thing I can think about then is some of them had a spike in their head, and this was to do some creation scenario so that they could decide how something would happen in the future for hundreds of them at a time. And this is something none of us quite see very well. From what I understand, they would sometimes do these co-ops where they would appear as other creatures, and this was some sort of a sexcapade they did, but it was also not that. It was some sort of a neat thing they did. It was strange to us. We don't see it still. Of all the ones that we see that are not here anymore, they were known probably the greatest next to the Corsomex. And the Corsomex were mostly a pirate set, and mostly everybody that is with them has left, but some still remain. Much to our great displeasure and dishonorment. To us, there are none left, but we know a few are still here and there and everywhere else, but they are not many now. Before this, they were the Gwingi, and they were quite poor, and they had very little, and now they are doing quite well from what we understand. And they have rejoined the Empire Republic, and they serve under Amida in some aspect we don't reveal. I think that's the word to it. To actively speak of them is some sort of a atrocity because they do not see away, so they are not seen away. This is something Amida Kor is known to do. I do not recognize this as a moke. It's a Chinese letter symbol saying that they were at war with China for some reason, and no one can quite explain it, including the Chinese. They made an episode of it somebody was very upset with, and they said, do not ever air this again. And when it was re-aired, they threw a fit. And it was because the fan base does not understand the materials and almost never does. And we tried to explain it to them, and they said, we understand now, just please don't air it nearly as much. And they never did again, and they were quite pleased with that. And then most of them have left by 1980.